Hollywood film cameras and standard digital cameras have some glaring differences, and the most obvious one is their price. A standard digital camera is way more affordable than a cinema camera. However, consumer-end cameras from Sony, Canon, Nikon have features like high resolution, impressive autofocus, and you can use the camera instantly after unboxing it. But things are different with the cinema camera. You just cannot start shooting with the camera alone. You might have observed that a cinema camera usually lacks a viewfinder. Besides, there is no display or even no batteries. You have to buy them all separately. On top of that, in most high-end cinema cameras, you won't find any autofocus or stabilization. Then why do cinema cameras cost so much? In this video, we're going to find out the reasons. So with that being said, let's jump in. One of the major reasons for cinema cameras being insanely expensive is their high dynamic range. Dynamic range is the amount of color a camera can pick between the brightest and darkest parts of an image. Most consumer-end cameras tend to blow away the highlight or make the shadows pitch black. But cinema cameras like the Arri Alexa and Red come with a higher dynamic range. Those cameras are capable enough to find details even in the brightest and in the darkest part of the footage. Besides, in a typical DSLR or mirrorless camera, the footage looks sharp, at least sharper than what we see on a cinema camera, and it is because of the internal processing. Those cameras might be sharper but not as detailed as cinema cameras. Cinema cameras are not unrealistically sharp. You will rather get soft-looking footage out of it. But they are incredibly detailed, which a DSLR or mirrorless just cannot match. Apart from that, cinema cameras are capable of producing the most natural-looking skin tone, which a standard digital camera simply cannot offer. In short, the cinematic look we are used to watching a movie can only be achieved by a high-end cinema camera and not by any consumer-grade mirrorless or DSLR camera. Consumer and DSLR and mirrorless cameras are usually marketed targeting a customer base having a much lower buying ability. Most of the cameras found in the market have a price tag ranging from as low as about $500 to $6,500. On the other hand, the bare Arri Alexa mini camera body, which is one of the cheapest Arri cameras, will cost you over $30,000. But big production houses still buy those cameras because when it's a big budget movie, money is never an issue. For example, Christopher Nolan and his team wrecked about 3 IMAX cameras while shooting The Dark Knight, Dunkirk, and The Dark Knight Rises, and each camera had an insurance coverage of about $500,000. Besides, we can also find significant differences in the design of standard and cinema cameras. Consumer-end cameras are designed while keeping in mind the ease of use. All the features given in a DSLR or mirrorless camera are basically going to ease and speed up their workflow, because this is what they want. For example, the mirrorless cameras from Canon and Sony have autofocus, touchscreen, stabilization, and other features so that you can just point the camera to your subject and start shooting. On the other hand, most cinema cameras come with a modular design. You can take off the display, the viewfinder, and even the battery. You can also redesign the whole setting according to your need. Moreover, the manual autofocus of a cinema camera gives a cinematographer the flexibility to choose focus based on the demand of the film. The most striking point of a cinema camera is its video specs. There are 2 major factors that differentiate a cinema camera from a regular digital camera. One is the frame rate, and the other one is its ability to shoot in RAW. Typical digital cameras do offer higher frame rates, but there are other trade-offs for that. For example, you might have to lower the resolution, or you might end up getting a cropped view to achieve the higher frame rate. On the other hand, cinema cameras are capable enough to offer you higher frame rates per second without compromising on resolution or getting a cropped view. Another prominent feature of a cinema camera is its ability to shoot in RAW. Manipulating RAW files in post-production is the same as you are shooting right now on the set. You can tweak any setting you like and still get the most natural-looking output with RAW recording. Apart from that, cinema camera lets you shoot in RAW without sacrificing quality, which is often not possible for many consumer and digital cameras. So that was all about why cinema cameras are so expensive. In short, cinema cameras offer the color, details, and quality that a standard camera cannot match. So why do they lack in stabilization, autofocus, and other important features? Well, as people shift from being camera enthusiasts to professional cinematographers, those features start to get less important and only the image quality becomes the thing of the highest priority. and cinema-grade picture quality deserves a high price. So what are your thoughts about cinema cameras? Let us know in the comment section.